Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is ShadowZeal, and today I'm back with another talking video, and the reason is because my room was still covered in paint. I can barely get in there, so I decided to make one of these, and I apologize that I can't really upload a normal video for a couple more days until my room is completely fine. Then I'll be back uploading loads of videos, and also because I haven't really found any good games to record. So it's been kind of difficult, but I'll find something to record as soon as possible and I'll get it out. But today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about something that's quite important to me. I'm going to be talking about Fallout 4 and whether or not it will be released. And I'm obviously don't know for sure, and I'm just taking a stab in the dark, and obviously my opinions probably mean diddly squat when I'm watching this, but oh well, I'm going to make a video on it anyway. And making this video, I'm looking at my desktop background, which is Fallout 3, which is my favourite game of all time. There's no denying that. It's absolutely incredible. And if you've played it, you probably agree that it's absolutely incredible. And I'm going to be talking about whether or not, I said, Fallout 4 will be announced. Because recently, someone, and I can't actually remember his name, and I should have googled it, but I didn't, I completely forgot, put on their LinkedIn profile, I'm pretty sure it was, which was a private profile, that they recently worked on a Fallout 4 cinematic trailer. And this guy has been he works on like films and game trailers and stuff like that. And he recently put on there that he worked on a Fallout 4 trailer. And that has sparked new hype for Fallout 4, which could, if it's going to be announced, will be announced at E3, which is I'm pretty sure in a month. And the reason that I think it will be announced, and the reason why I would put money on it to be announced, is because if it isn't announced, the world will go mad. Because Bethesda has been hinting at it, and people have been sort of spreading rumours, and even though it's not Bethesda's fault, if they don't announce it, people will boycott Bethesda. No matter what they announce, if it's not Fallout 4, the world will go mad. Because there's been so many rumours and so many hints at the game's release that it now has to be released. And in before where they come out and announce a new update for Elder Scrolls Online. But I hope they won't do that. If they do, I'll kill them, because that's like the worst game in the world. But here's the reason why I think it will be announced. I think that the guy who worked on, or who presumably, or rumoured to have worked on, the Fallout 4 cinematic trailer, I think that Bethesda did that on purpose. Because there's nothing better for a game than hype. Every game company loves a bit of hype. And Fallout 4 has had hype since the release of Fallout 3. And I could say Fallout Vegas, but people were calling for Fallout 4 when Fallout 3 came out. Yes, New Vegas was good, and people thought that it was better than Fallout 3, but those people are wrong, and they should be ashamed. Because Fallout 4, in my opinion, is the best. But no, New Vegas was a very good game. Very, very buggy, and I hope Fallout 4 won't be that buggy. But yeah, people have been calling for Fallout 4 for years and years. And what we don't need is another Elder Scrolls game, because in all honesty, they don't really change. Oblivion and Skyrim are basically the same games. I know that you can say the same for Fallout 3 and New Vegas, but at least you can add new guns and stuff like that. But Elder Scrolls games are always going to be about a sort of barbarian / mage / rogue who carries a sword / staff / bow or crossbow or something like that. And that's about as far as you can get. I guess the story can change, but oh well. But the reason why I think that it's Bethesda starting these sort of rumours and starting this hype is because E3 is in a month, and a month is quite a long time for a game's hype to die down. Speaking of Mad Max, that happened quite quickly. A lot of hype was around that game. I know it's not out yet, but a lot of hype was for that, and then I'm pretty sure it got delayed and everyone sort of forgot about it. And that happens with games. That happens very, very quickly, where the hype dies down. And I think that it's Bethesda who is keeping the hype alive, I guess. I mean, it might not be, it might just be coincidence. But, I mean, E3 is in, like I said, a month, and basically the games, everyone is just saying that it's going to be announced, like everyone. I've been calling for it, well, I guessed that it would be announced quite a while ago. And then as soon as they announced that at E3 they were going to do the first talk they've ever done, that was quite a big hint, and that was basically the sort of final addition to the hype. That sort of, everyone's just been talking about that since they announced it. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But there's more of a chance of it being announced than not being announced. And in all honesty, if Bethesda don't announce Fallout 4, I don't know why they wouldn't. Like, people were calling for it, and some people were saying, oh no, they won't, because it's just hype and it's just rumours and stuff like that. But the hype is so big, created by so many people, that why wouldn't they just make it? Just make the game. Because they're going to make so much money off it. When they actually finally do make it, which they will, eventually. I mean, the series isn't just going to die out with New Vegas. They will make it. But it's like they will make so much money off of it. What is the point of not making it? It just doesn't make any sense. But I guess it's the same with Half-Life 3. Why haven't they made that yet? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But I guess in Lord Gave and We Trust and all that nonsense and stuff. So I'm just going to add a sort of thing about what I would guess that's in Fallout 4 and what would be different and stuff like that. I would sort of guess, I mean, the biggest hint at where it's going to be is Boston. And I don't know why. I don't live in America. I don't know what Boston's like. I've never seen Boston. I've never seen pictures of Boston or anything like that. But I think that it's quite a high populated area. I don't know if I'm just stabbing in the dark here. With quite tall buildings, which I like the idea of, because I've always wanted sort of a post-apocalyptic world set in like an actual civilized place. Because, you know, in Fallout 3 it was just a wasteland. I guess that's cool and all, but in real life, if there was nuclear warfare, cities would still stand. Like, there would still be, I mean, if, say, where I live was hit by a nuke, cross my fingers, I hope that doesn't happen, or else I'll be smushed. But I live quite close to London. Say I get bombed, or say London gets bombed. I hope it won't be, but I'm just using this as an example. I live quite close enough to be affected by the radiation, not close enough to be killed instantly. I know this is very morbid, but I'm just saying. The city that I live in will stand. If I survive the radiation, blah blah blah, come out in a million years and I'm some half tortoise man, mutated thing, the city will still be there. And that's what I never understood about post-apocalyptic worlds, is that they just disappear. Like, civilizations just disappear, and it always confuses me. Like, in DayZ, the cities are still there. The map is huge and it's very sort of open, but the cities are still there, and the cities are still completely fine. They're just completely untouched. And I hope that that's the case, I hope that it's a massive city that people live in and it's like completely fine. But then outside of that, I hope that it's then a wasteland, because I get that's the sort of same thing with Fallout 3 is, and you can go to Megaton, or Fallout New Vegas is, and you can go to New Vegas. But New Vegas was still quite a small area. There was only just like 3 casinos and 2 strip clubs and a couple of hotels. And that doesn't really make any sense, because you need more than that, obviously. But Megaton was tiny. Like, Megaton, you could see everything from the front door. And I hope that if they do make it in sort of like a city, that they make it so
the gates are open.
it's quite big, like quite a big city, because that's sort of what I've always wanted. I also hope that you can get your own house. If you could build your own house, that'd be quite cool, but not essential. I really hope that it has co-op. Now here's the problem. People always call for no online Fallout, it will ruin it, blah blah blah. But that's not at all true, because you could just treat it as you're the main character, and this guy who's in your game, who you're friends with, or just a random guy, blah blah blah, or something like that you're playing co-op with, just like a max of 2 players, is just like, he is just a guy who you picked up off the street and said, look, come with me, I've got food, I've got shelter. There, that's set. Like, doesn't affect the storyline, doesn't affect anything. He's just there. He's not got anything to do with anything else. He's just a guy who is just tagging along and shooting people. People keep saying that will ruin the game. I don't know what they're thinking, because it won't at all, unless you make it forced multiplayer. If it's an MMO, you can say straight away that it's going to be awful, because it would not work as an MMO. Because, it just wouldn't work. I mean, we could see from Elder Scrolls Online that I hope Bethesda will not make it an MMO. But I do hope that it has co-op, because that's the problem with Fallout, is that yes, it has a replay factor in the fact that it's quite a big game, and you can have like different characters. I guess you could role play as your characters, which I sometimes do, but if you could play it with someone else, it adds a level of fun. It makes it a lot more fun playing it with someone else, or it makes it a lot more serious. You can make videos of it. You can do all these sorts of stuff. So I do hope that they add in co-op, but it's not necessarily like a big deal to me. But I just hope it would be a cool addition. Trying to think of anything else that might be in the game. I mean, storyline is always important with Fallout. I guess graphics will be quite good. I hope they make it quite dark. I prefer dark Fallout games over the sort of comedy and lightness of New Vegas. I like the sort of dark, depressing World War II sort of set of Fallout. I also hope that they have good music in Fallout 4, if Fallout 4 comes out, because Fallout 3 got me into, I was about to say classic music. I don't know what the term is, like jazz, I guess, like olden jazz, I guess, sort of thing. It got me into that sort of music, and then Fallout New Vegas got me back into Frank Sinatra, which is great. But I hope that they don't have modern music in Fallout 4, and I hope they stay with the old times, because I love the sort of, I can't remember what the term is. It's like future past or something like that, where it's like you're set in the future, but you also the setting is the past, and that's what I absolutely loved about Fallout 3. How it was in the future, and you had futuristic guns, and you had futuristic armor, and you had futuristic all this sort of stuff. But the buildings were World War II, the setting was sort of very World War II, and the songs were very World War II, and it was very sort of grainy, very sort of nuclear family based sort of thing, and I absolutely loved it. That about it was incredible. And I just looked at how long I've been recording for, and I wanted to make this like a 5-minute video, but of course I can't make anything a 5-minute video, because I ramble on for absolutely ages about absolutely nothing. So thank you